Hello everybody, this is Dren608. Normally you would be expecting another unconditional surrender video from me. I thought I might take a little bit of a break and try and do some videos on the Civil War by Victory Games. Game's no longer in print, hasn't been for quite a while. I am using the Vassal module originally created by the WGA. I have modified it a bit to have some mask options that they didn't have before on the leaders and on the resource allocation table. Not much of a modification and really only good for face-to-face play. If you're playing by email or whatever, you might as well just use the original module because it works just about the same. I am trying to use the WGA updated rules. They clarified quite a few things. They have some optional rules on how leaders are used with armies and things of that nature, which gets rid of the, Fremont and every other red numbered leader all stacked up in St. Louis sitting on a depot or something stupid like that. So we will move ourselves forward and see how this works. This is going to be a recording over a vlog, so hopefully this will work out well, and all of you that are really proficient in this game and have played it many, many times will tell me all the things I've done wrong. I am playing as if I'm going to play the long campaign, so I will not be as aggressive as you might be in like a 3-turn campaign with the South. You would probably attack more knowing that you have to do something about the victory points. I am in this for the long haul, hoping to prevent Lincoln being reelected in 1864 or something of that nature. It is a long-term defensive strategy. I do not do a lot of offensives with the South. It's worked for me in the past in face-to-face games. I don't know how well it will work with me knowing what I'm trying to do. But let's get started and see how things go. First off, looks like I had to reallocate some counters there. Not all my changes came through when I saved the module on the saved games, so you might see me flipping some counters around like that. I chose not to play with the solo rules, where you just roll a die for the South. Tried to make intelligent decisions for the South. Might not agree with my decisions, but basically the South's going to try and keep Missouri from becoming Union. So I made them the primary on the first turn. The East is secondary because I want to try and steal West Virginia as well. Excuse me. So and then I kind of made some notes here. I tend to try and, like, if there's simultaneous die rolls, like for die differential or command point die rolls, I try to do Union first, Rebel second, just so that it's consistent throughout the game. That will probably happen. I think that happens in combat. I always do the attacker first. So bear with me if I mess things up that way and not always do it in that order. So the Union got a 9, and the Rebels got a 6 for command points. And so I go over here and I set the command points. Oh. I think I messed that up. I don't think the South has 6 Trans-Mississippi strength points. I had my command points and my reinforcements backwards here. So I went back and realized that I had to actually set the Oops, I'm doing backs. I'm such a dummy. I do that often. Hit the back key. And then what I did is I copied the this is kind of to show you how this works. So you can have the original theater, what you did for this turn, and then you have flipped face down what's going to happen next turn. So that's the whole point of that. And now we're doing the first impulse die rolls. The Union had a 8, and the South had a 9, so that was a 1-point differential. And the South gets the initiative. They take a strength point. This was kind of a mistake on my part, but I took a strength point in the Trans-Mississippi. And then I moved it up to Price, and then it's a mistake because Price can't move all those guys. He's only a 1-star general, so it was kind of a dumb butt thing that I did. I took a 1 strength point from St. Louis and tried to move it up, and that was the end of that. So we went to Pulse 2. The Union rolled a 7. The South rolled a 6. So things are not going well. I believe I took a strength point there in the Trans-Mississippi for the Union as well, put it in St. Louis. Then I moved that guy that I had moved up there into Lyon's Hex so that he would have his full 2 strength points. Okay, when you go to the leaders tables, I decided to take a leader with the CSA, and what I do is I count. I didn't implement any kind of random leader selection out of here, just use the die rolls as the original WGA model suggests. And so I always count from the top row from left to right, and then the next row left to right, on and on and on. And then if you get to a point where like you only have 5, you need to roll to dice 6, you just re-roll a 6, and so on. So I rolled and I got a 4, so I got that leader. And I put him... Where did I put him? I'm not sure where I put the guy. So we're going to drop the map. Oh, I dropped him in Richmond because I wasn't really sure who I was going to get, and I figured I could move him up. You have to put him in, victory point cities. So, and these guys up here in the north border of Virginia are not actually on victory point cities. And so we go to Pulse 3. Again, a 7 for the Union and a 6 for the South. So not getting the splits is making the South not do very well. The North took a leader and dropped him in Washington. And took a strength point out of Pennsylvania up there. I moved it down to hold on to Grafton. Did not want to have him just wandering in and taking it. And in the South just decided to take another leader. And then we rolled again, and I got a 4 and a 5. Again, a 1-point difference. They take a strength point. and moved it up into, oh, whoever that is, Beauregard's hex. You'll see that I have two unknown Southern leaders there. And then in the east, I believe they just took a strength point as well. Oh no, they moved the strength point from Petersburg down to Charleston so that they have control of West Virginia at the moment. Trying to dare the South to come fight me in West Virginia. And we go to the 5th pulse. 3 for the Union, 4 for the South. As you can see, the splits are not going well. South really needs a 3-point split so that they can try to take out Lyon before he gets to full strength, which I couldn't seem to get. CSA took a strength point in the west. Where the heck did I put it? Oh, in Nashville. And then I took another leader and moved him up to where Beauregard's hex was. I was getting ready to build an army there. And the Union took another leader. Then we got a 7 to a 4, so there's a 3-point split. So finally a 3-point split, but unfortunately it's in favor of the Union, so they get to do their thing first. So switch the initiative. I have no idea what I was doing there. I believe I took a free USA leader, and where the heck did I put him? Oh, I dropped him up here in Philadelphia. I took another leader. Oh no, then I put the moved the strength point that's sitting there getting ready to get whacked by Beauregard and moved it into Washington, conserving strength points there. Then in the Trans-Mississippi, I went ahead and I decided to do an attack here. This is when I realized I could only move 2 strength points, not 3. So this was probably a foolish attack to begin with. So it was 2v2, Unions +2, everyone's in supply, and always come back to the attacker die roll, and then the defender is my die roll order. So the Confederates rolled a 2, the Union rolled a 6 +2, which made it an 8. So the Rebs lost a strength point and got demoralized. And leader roll price was an 8. So I put his off-board guy in the leader track, so I remember to add him next turn. And then an 8 also for Lyon, so I put Lyon's thing in the off-board map. And I have no idea why I keep playing around with the demoralized markers. Then we rolled 7s each, so the table use went up by 1. I'll bring up that track, so the table use here. And I have no idea why I didn't increase that. And I added a whole bunch of command points to everybody. And then we rolled again. 7 and a 7. So, since we'd already had a pulse, there you go. And it ends the action phase. So, a whole lot of nothing really happened there. The morale goes away, but they also lost a strength point, so Price is sitting on only a single strength point. Put the table use on the game turn track here. See if I can bring that up so you can see it. Table use went up by 2 because we used it twice. First time and the second time. Reset all the command points. All those lovely command points that I had just went to waste because we rolled a 7 twice in a row. Now I moved from 9 to 11 because I picked up points here in the west, or in the east. Real quick, it's the point in Grafton there, and 2 points in Charleston. I think I should have actually gone up to 12. There we go. And then I do the state conversions. There's 5 points for one, and 6 points for the other. 5 for West Virginia, 6 for Missouri. And turn 2's coming soon. So, that was a very uneventful turn 1. We ended up, that first tie was like, oh, look, we're going to have tons of command points and we'll be able to get all sorts of stuff done, and then to immediately roll another 7 right after it and end the use just kind of stymied anything that the South might have wanted to try and do as far as like invasions to the north and things like that. So that's the end of turn 1. I think I'm going to do these turn by turn. Gives you a chance to look at them and tell me everything that I did wrong. And if you like my videos, please subscribe. I will answer comments, or try to. I don't always answer them as fast as you might like. I unfortunately do have, with this COVID-19 era, I have lots of people at home and a lot of demands on my time. I'm also still working from home. I'm one of the lucky ones that's able to do that. But it does cut down on my time to be able to actually respond to things and do these videos. So, let me know what you think. It is kind of cute with these, inverted counters. It's much more impactful when you're not playing solitaire because I ultimately know what's actually in each of those hexes. But at a glance, I can't tell who I've stacked in what hex. I actually have to go hunt it down. So it kind of gives me a little bit of the fog of war. In a face-to-face game on Vassal, I think this would be helpful in that you can play that misdirection game of what leaders, there's a bunch of leaders moving around. You're trying to figure out who's going where. And then, here's a surprise. Hey, Jackson's actually in this hex, not in the Army of the Northern Virginia. And all of a sudden he makes his march through the Shenandoah Valley. And all of a sudden the Union is scrambling to try and stop that and whatnot. So anyway, that's turn 1. If you see any glaring errors that I just made, please let me know. And I will see you in a little bit with the next turn's installment. Bye-bye, and stay safe.